Warning: the following video may offend some Trump fans. Okay, most Trump fans. Their cooked-up outrage may melt their screens, because they can't stand the idea that their Führer tain't perfect. Well, he tain't. He is a taint. Enjoy.
Hi, how you doing? You may be wondering why I'm down here in this corner, but come here, I want to show you something. This is the big box of flicks. Every movie chosen in advance to run in a particular order, which is my way of saying I did not choose this week's movie to go with the video from earlier in the week. In fact, I talked about it last week. Some more of him. But next week, we're gonna take a little turn to the third great silent film comic and watch The Kid. There. And now through the magic of filming at home, I have a place to sit too. Anyway, I didn't choose this movie for this week, but it is a happy coincidence that I get to use this opportunity to insult Republicans. So, The Kid. The Kid was made in 1921. That's 97 years ago. Wrap your head around that for just a second. And then, if you're a little older like me, wrap your head around the fact that this little kid right here, that's Uncle Fester. That's right. 97 years ago. And yet, some things never change. I'll give you an example. We're still kidnapping children. Wait, what was that? We're getting comments already? Oh, wow. Well, let's take a look. Oh. I see. Maybe we should just get to the picture. At just a few seconds over the 50-minute mark, The Kid is hardly a movie at all by today's standards. And yet, what Chaplin did with this movie is pretty incredible. The gags are layered, the story is simple yet impactful, but most importantly of all, the pacing is still easy on the eyes. I never feel bored watching The Kid. In fact, I feel engaged with it from the beginning. We open with a poor mother who didn't have the option of a safe and legal abortion. But she's a woman and therefore still frowned upon. Why couldn't she have grown a penis like any rational person? Her only option, then, is to leave the baby in an antique car. True, the car wasn't an antique at the time, but if it can still run, so can the Republicans' outdated ideas about, well, everything. Okay, that's my last jab at the Republicans. I promise. And, as is only fitting, I will honor that promise, just like all Republicans have honored theirs. Almost immediately, Chaplin starts with the gags. We're only 3 minutes in, and Chaplin is on the move with these two thugs stealing the car and everything in it. You may notice the makeup here. Early silent films relied a great deal on costume makeup. It may look a bit goofy to our eyes, but think of it like Japanese theater, such as kabuki or no. Stylized representations to offset how shitty the lighting must have been. So, in they come, and like any good thug, they are immediately disgusted by the child. Charlie Chaplin ain't too pleased about it either. Here he is making his entrance just as dapper as can be. And you'll notice that just as soon as he finds the kid, he wants to get rid of it. Yes, it's morning in Trump's America. What? But Chaplin can't get rid of the kid, and as it turns out, he takes a quick liking to it. Immediately, Chaplin's natural resourcefulness comes through. He's found a way to feed the kid. He's made a kind of hammock. And in case you're wondering, diapers are a lot easier to make than we've been led to believe. 5 years pass, and we see what happens to a kid raised by a tramp. Now, I've never seen a gas meter like this, but I have to say I like the way they make use of their one thin dime. Soon, they're off to work. Father and son working together, which is honestly one of my favorite parts of the movie. Now, you may find yourself questioning if Chaplin's tramp is actually a good parent, but I'd say there's more to parenting than a good job. It's clear he loves the kid, and they certainly make a good pair. And let's keep in mind that this was 1921. The social safety net had more holes than it has today. Or, as Trump likes to call it, when America was great again. So, as destitute as these streets may appear, let's keep in mind that the worst villain in The Kid is not the guy who is raising a child while not entirely honestly employed. Right? Anyway, I've been stalling a bit because I love this part about Chaplin getting caught flirting with the cop's wife. His reactions are just so spot on. Anyway, Chaplin and the kid get home, and it's dinner time, I guess. And to be honest, I don't know what the hell they're eating, but I think I want some. The most beautiful thing in Chaplin's pictures is always the food. Chaplin grew up poor and knew what it was to be hungry. So before we go on, I'd like to take just a quick moment to look at this scene with the flapjacks, or pancakes, call them what you will. And I love pancakes. Actually, I'm just watching this part because I absolutely adore pancakes. I mean, look at those pancakes!
Can I get some pancakes? No?
All of this is used to set up the final act, of course, and by this time you should be in love with Chaplin and the kid. If you aren't, you may want to have that looked at. The way Chaplin turns this story from light to dark, from funny to heavy, the way he introduces the menace into this story is really what set him apart as a filmmaker. In the director's commentary for the film My Favorite Year, one of my favorite films of all time, Richard Benjamin said something along the lines of, I'm probably going to get this wrong, but you'll get the gist. He said something like, when you're making a comedy, or I would assume telling any kind of funny story, it's important to remember when it's not funny, what is it? Because stories are about people, not jokes. Sure, you can make a movie that's just jokes, but if you're not connecting to your audience in some way, it's going to be difficult for that audience to take anything with them. Because they won't take the jokes. What they will take is a story about humanity. The humanity that resides in us all. Be it a washed-up movie star, God, I love Peter O'Toole, or a tramp who finds a kid. I think I'm going to end this right there. If you want to catch the kid, it's all over the place. You can't miss it. It's on disc, on TV, hell, it's even on YouTube. And it's absolutely worth your time. Rewatchable, a movie you can empathize with. Oh, sure, it can feel a bit dated at times, but the humanity that comes through 97 years of space-time is worth your time. Absolutely. And that's it for the kid. I hope you check it out. I'll be taking a week off for other business, but in 2 weeks, come back and we'll look at a little film called Metropolis. Let's hope Trump doesn't build any killer robots while I'm gone. And there you have it. You've just survived another Ken LaSalle video. For more information about new releases, projects in the works, or even stuff from the archives, head on down to kenlasalle.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and all around social media, just as long as it's called Facebook or Twitter. Thanks for your support, as always. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, and I'll be back soon with more nonsense.